en el 1930.
The first World Cup was in 1930 and took place in Uruguay. Who is the all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history?
Miroslav Klose. Miroslav.
Miroslav Klose of Germany is the all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history with 16. How many national teams compete in the World Cup?
32. Igual lo van a cambiar. Es 32.
32 national teams compete in the World Cup. Starting with the 2026 World Cup, there will be 48 teams. Which country has won the most World Cups?
Brazil. Brazil.
Brazil has won the most World Cups, with 5 wins.
Next. Rapidez.
How often does the World Cup take place?
Every 4 years. Sunset. Option C.
The World Cup takes place every 4 years. Which legendary men's player has won the most World Cups?
Pelé.
The legendary Pelé is the only player to have won 3 World Cups. What's the host country for the 2022 World Cup?
Qatar.
Qatar was selected as the host country for the 2022 World Cup. Who missed the last penalty in the 1994 World Cup final? Roberto Baggio missed a decisive penalty in the 1994 World Cup final that led to Italy's defeat to Brazil in the penalty shootout. Now can you guess the jerseys of these national teams?
Spain. España. Joder, tío.
It's the Spanish national team.
Senegal. 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 Senegal.
Correct is Senegal.
Argentina. No la chingan ni le quitaron bien el escudo ahí se ve.
Argentina. Who is this jersey for?
Portugal. Portugal.
Portuguese national team.
England. Inglaterra.
Correct is England. Which country won the World Cup in 2018?
France.
France won the 2018 World Cup, defeating Croatia in the final 4-2. In 2010, which one of these teams was not in the semi-finals?
England.
England was not in the semi-finals of the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. In what year did Spain win their first World Cup?
Ay, no sé. Yo vería en el 2000. Sí, 2010. 2010.
In the 2010 World Cup final, Spain defeated the Netherlands 1-0 to win the first World Cup in their history. Who is the oldest player ever to score a World Cup goal?
Ay, no, chingues, ¿cómo vas a yo eso? A ver. Que yo recuerde, según un recordatorio que se me acaba de revisar la cabeza. Es Marcelo Salas. Pero si no es Salas, ya vale. No es Salas.
Is Roger Milla of Cameroon when he scored against Russia in 1994. He was then 42 years and 39 days old. How many times have Italy won the World Cup so far?
Tres.
Italy is one of the most successful national teams in the history of the World Cup, having won 4 titles. Who is the oldest player to ever play at a World Cup?
Chilton.
El Hadari was 45 years old when he started for Egypt against Saudi Arabia at the 2018 World Cup in Russia. of the following teams, which has never won a World Cup on home soil?
Italy.
Brazil has never won the World Cup on home soil. Who was named Best Young Player at the 2006 World Cup?
Podolski.
The German forward Lukas Podolski was
Sí,
named the
ni
Best
siquiera
Young
el de
Player of the
Alemania, el
2006
compay,
World
pero
Cup.
bueno.
Now can you guess the logo of these national teams?
Ecuador. Ecuador. Ecuador.
Correct is Ecuador.
Correct is Ecuador. Croatia. Croacia.
It's the Croatian national team.
Saudi Arabia. Arabia Saudí. Arabia Saudita.
Saudi Arabia. Who is this logo for?
Poland. Polonia.
Poland national football team.
Netherlands. Sí, Holanda.
Netherlands. Which nation hosted the 2010 FIFA World Cup?
South Africa.
For the 2010 World Cup, FIFA selected South Africa as the first African nation to host the finals. Which players scored a record 13 goals in a single tournament? Just Fontaine of France leads the number of goals scored in one World Cup with 13 goals.
A ver, dime el año. Dime el año.
Which country has finished runners-up a record number of times?
Ay, hagamos la Argentina.
Germany has finished runners-up the most times, losing in the World Cup final on 4 occasions. Who scored Italy's equalizer in the 2006 World Cup final?
Del Piero.
Materazzi when leveled the score in the 19th minute, with a header from an Andrea Pirlo corner. Hakensucker scored the fastest goal in World Cup history after how many seconds? Hakensucker's 2002 World Cup goal against South Korea took just 11 seconds from kickoff. Which player won the 2010 World Cup Golden Ball?
Forlán o Villa.
Uruguay striker Diego Forlán has won the FIFA Golden Ball Award for the top player of the 2010 World Cup. Harry Kane scored a hat-trick versus which team at the 2018 World Cup?
Panamá, si los golearon.
Harry Kane scored a hat-trick for England as the Three Lions beat Panama 6-1. Who missed a penalty after Luis Suarez was sent off versus Ghana in 2010? Asamoah Gyan's extra-time penalty miss for Ghana against Uruguay in their 2010 World Cup. Netherlands lost to which team in the 1978 World Cup final? Argentina beat the Netherlands 3-1 after extra time. This legendary goalkeeper was nicknamed Black Spider. Who was he? Lev Yashin, nicknamed the Black Spider, was a Soviet professional footballer regarded by many as the greatest goalkeeper in the history of the sport. Who won the FIFA World Cup in 2002?
Brasil.